There's many a slip, you know, Tom. You can't take anything for granted in an election. I remember in 38, or was it 39, when John Henry Warburton was on the county council. He lost his seat that year by half a dozen votes simply because people thought he couldn't lose, so they didn't bother to turn out. By gum, he didn't half give him a slating from the platform afterwards.
You might think local elections are important, baby.
Well, of course I do.
Well, a lot of folk don't give a damn. You can't drag them out if they won't come.
You've got to get on their doorsteps and persuade them. This young aunt's doing some thorough canvassing, I hear.
I know. So am I. But I'm saving a bit for the last few days. But before then, I'm taking the weekend off. I'm going to forget all about it, babe.
Right. Well, think on. I'm not going to hand it to you on the plate, you know.
Bye, baby. Come in, Miss Warner. Any luck?
Yes, 3 singles with back. 2 are next to each other and the other one's just along the corridor.
Oh, good, thank you. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Be a nice break from,
Yes. They need me to confirm. I'll have to get a letter off this afternoon.
Yes.
And can you sign that for me?
Thank you. I suppose you've heard about my goddaughter's little escapade?
When she was missing from home? Yes, I heard.
While you were off, Mrs. Sutton had the cheek to congratulate me on her coming back. I didn't know anyone here connected her with me.
Is there any reason why they shouldn't?
You're not starting it as well, are you?
I'm sorry?
This poker-faced manner of assuming knowledge of my affairs.
I heard that your goddaughter was missing from home, and I heard from somebody else what connection there was. That's really all I know. If it's meant to be a secret, I'm sorry. I've no intention of discussing it with anybody else.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Warner. I didn't mean... Just what are they saying about Shirley?
That she was missing from home for a few days.
No speculation as to where she'd been?
No. They didn't seem to know whether she'd come back of her own accord or whether she'd been brought.
I see. Anything else?
I think perhaps you ought to know that there is some talk that she's your daughter.
I see. And how widespread is this talk?
Well, I've only had it from one person.
Whom I can guess at. Well, it's true. Does that shock you?
Of course not.
Not to think of your worthy, respectable boss with a secret life?
People's lives are very often different from what they seem on the surface. And sometimes the hidden part's the best part of all.
Now, how do you know that?
Does it matter?
No. No, I suppose not. Well, I don't know why I should choose to confess all this to you, except that I like you and I trust you. And if there are rumours, I'd rather you were forewarned with the truth from me. Not that I expect you to pass on what I've just said.
I wouldn't think of it.
Mrs. Moffat and I are going to be married. Quite soon.
Congratulations. I hope you'll be very happy.
In my time of life, Miss Warner, you learn to settle for contentment.
Well, that's nice if it comes at any age.
Perhaps so.
Oh, did you want a hot drink?
Not cocoa, thanks.
No, of course not. Tom, are you sure it's going to be all right?
All right? Well, why shouldn't it be all right?
Going away like that. It's telling people, isn't it?
That there's something between us, you mean? Yes. And isn't it grand not to have to hide it anymore?
You know, it's funny when you think. All these years and this house is all we've ever had.
And now we can go on a spree, love. But to hell with a bloody lot of them.
Tom.
You think you'll be comfortable here?
I should think I ought to be. It must be a week's wages for one night for the three of us.
Do you think I'd take you to Mrs. Grundy's bed and breakfast place? 25 bob a day all in?
Well, maybe not, but there's reason in all things.
Norma, come on, sit down.
Black or white, madam?
White, please.
And black for me, please. And I'd like a large brandy and, a Zambuca.
What's that?
You wait and see. Now just relax and enjoy yourself, love. Otherwise it will be a waste of money.
I wonder if they all know I've never been in a place like this before.
Look, Norma, the future Mrs. Tom Simpkins is not to be intimidated by receptionists, porters, or anybody else, or I know the reason why. Thank you. Just a minute, love. Thank you.
What do I do with that?
Well, you drink it. Here, well, I remember. Put this in your handbag.
What's all this for?
Well, for when you go to the shops tomorrow. Well, don't tell me you're not going to have a look.
Yes, I am, but you've already given me a lot for the things to come away with. I've still got a bit left.
Well, now you've got a bit more, haven't you? And make sure that Shirley gets what she wants, won't you?
Tom, I'd rather not. You know I don't like to feel under obligation.
Look, Norma, it pleases me, love. And you don't know how much it pleases me. Come on, drink this. Don't forget to chew the beans.
I forgot my hankies. Do you think you could lend me one?
Oh, I'm sure I can, love. Come sit down. Here we are. That'll put you on. You can buy some more tomorrow. Would you like some coffee?
Oh, it's all right.
Did Nick say he was definitely coming home again next week?
Oh, I think he's planning on coming on Wednesday and then going back Friday. That'll give him the whole election day at home.
I don't know how he can afford the time away from his studies. Beginning a term and all.
Sensible Norma, he'll fit it all in.
He's going to a great deal of trouble for that friend of his.
Philip Hart? Well, it's nice to see friendship working out like that.
I still think it'd have been more fitting if he'd not taken it outside to somebody else.
Well, Nick's got his own views, Norma, and he must act accordingly.
Yes, so you keep saying. You're a damn sight fairer about it than I would be in your place.
Yeah, shame he couldn't have had the weekend off, though, isn't it? It would have been a break for him and company for Shirley.
Oh, I'm all right.
But why don't you give him a ring now, Norma?
Oh, do you think I should?
Yes, that'd please him from here.
Well, where's the phone?
Well, ask the hall porter. He'll get the number for you.
Excuse me.
Very long time since I was last in Scarborough.
We came once the other day. My dad brought us. He borrowed a car. It's funny, but I don't know what to call him now.
You must refer to him as you've always thought of him, Shirley. Uncle's good enough for me. I'm not trying to take his place in your affections. You loved him very dearly. Anything you might give me, I must win for myself. You don't owe me anything, and there's no duty I can ask of you. That kind of affection is reserved for your dad. And what you gave me in the same spirit when you were a little girl is past and done. I love you very dearly. And whether you give or hold back, nothing can change that. Human beings are not rationed in their capacity for loving, you know. And there's not just so much, and when it's gone, it's over. We love different people in different ways. And I sometimes think the more you love, the more you're capable of loving.
But when you love somebody, it's supposed to stop you from hurting them. When people get married, they say they'll forsake all others, don't they?
Oh, yes. And people inside a marriage have got a right to ask that. But we're only human beings, none of us perfect. And sometimes people's rights give way to people's needs. In the eyes of many, your mother was wrong. But if she was unfaithful in one way, she was loyal in another. You see, in some people's eyes, your dad would have been at fault. He couldn't sustain your mother. He couldn't give her the strength and support she had to go on. We knew that, you know. He was very clear-sighted about himself. Because after all, there was another way open to her. She could have left him. I gave her a chance to do that when we knew you were on the way. But she wouldn't take it. She committed herself to looking after your dad, and she is stuck by that.
She stayed with him out of pity.
No. No. You mustn't see everything as either or. And you mustn't dismiss your mother's feelings out of hand because they don't measure up to the ideal that's held up to us. Look, Shirley, I'm going to tell you something. 30 years ago, I first came to this town with a girl I'd just married. They were the happiest days of my life. We only had 3 years' marriage in all, and then she died. And when that happened, I thought my own life might just as well have ended too. Now I can think of her without pain, and I'm grateful for everything there was between us. I shall always cherish her memory. But it doesn't alter or make any less what I feel for your mother.
What was her name?
Nell. I never in my life felt for anyone as I felt for her.
And would you have gone with anyone else while she was still alive?
No. Probably never. It was a rare and complete relationship.
It's the only kind I'm interested in.
Yourself? Yes, of course. No, love, I'm not trying to make excuses for any of us. And heaven forbid that anything that I've just said should sour the world for you or make you feel there's nothing in it that isn't shoddy and shop-soiled. Never sell yourself short. But never ever despair of people's ability to make something worthwhile out of less than the best. I didn't want to set the police onto that Bedford lad, you know.
That's all over now.
Did you get through?
Yes, he seemed pleased. I'd wrong.
Oh, good.
I think I'll go straight up. I'm a bit tired.
All right, love. Have you got everything you want?
Yes, thanks. Good night, Mum.
Good night, dear.
Good night.
Is she all right?
Do you want a drink, Norma?
No, I've still got this one.
Well, I'd like a nightcap if I can find that waiter. Oh.
I don't think I shall be so long before I go up.
Well, I'll just finish this drink and that'll do me for the night. Why don't you go up now if you want to? Shan't be more than a few minutes.
All right. I thought rent day had never come, Mr. Simpkins.
Bess?
In here.
Are you ready? Everything all right up here?
I think so. Hello, Miss Warner. Well, how's it been?
Well, Baden's been having a look at some of the returns. Looks like a low poll.
Not lower than average, surely.
Well, I usually do better than average, Bess. Not that it's any fault of Miss Warner's. She's been doing Trojan's work running people down to the polls. She was out picking them up to the last minute.
I was very interested.
You know, it's always been an ambition of mine, Miss Warner, to cross off the last few names just before 9 o'clock.
100% poll?
Of course.
That'll be the day.
But it would be satisfying, though.
Look, Bess, you know, if you're ready now, perhaps we'd better get down to the town hall.
Lovely, Mrs. Howard.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, you two. Baden will be like a cat on hot bricks until those
Baden's
results are
such an
declared.
old fusspot. He just loves an election. Especially when his own seat isn't at stake. Still, we shall soon know whether it's going to be a celebration or an inquest.
Now, don't you start.
It looks like less than a 50% turnout.
Is that good or bad?
It's tricky to judge. Generally speaking, the bigger the poll, the bigger the vote for him.
You mean to say the harder we work, the more votes we pulled in for him?
No, not at all. It's just that he can afford to be a bit indiscriminate. You can't. But you did your canvassing, and as long as you made sure you got all your likelies in. Anyway, you can rest assured a lot of his people haven't even bothered to turn out.
Oh, can you tell already?
Cross your fingers and hope for the best. Can I squeeze past?
Aye.
Hope you remember to vote yourself, by the way. I'll see you over the town hall then.
Yes, right.
Bye.
Has it taken it out of you?
What?
Must have been a strain.
Oh, yes, I am a bit tired. I'm scared, Nick.
What? That you won't get in?
No, I'm scared I might. I'd have to swap all the fine talk for positive actions.
Oh, come on.
No, it's true, Nick, it's true. I used to know the score. I had views on almost everything. I didn't pretend that things were easy, but I knew what I thought and felt, and those things were true and honest for me. And now, I don't know anything anymore. I'm demoralized. Afraid in certain modes even to cross the street, let alone pass on messages to people like you and my own children. I wonder what to tell them. And if I can't sort myself out, what business have I to be making decisions that will affect the lives of others?
You know what Johnson said to Boswell, don't you? And Boswell is remarking on some particular action, and he says, "That, sir, was great fortitude of mind." "No, sir," says Johnson, "stark insensibility."
All right, thanks. It's just that sometimes you feel there across a gap that you can almost reach with your hands. There's freedom and sanity and an enormous liberating joy. And you wonder why it has to stay there just out of reach. Why you can't produce it from something you already have, which is no different to anything else you'll ever find.
You mean the rainbow ends in everybody's backyard, and it's just a question of knowing to dig there?
No, I'm not trying to be so folksy and simple. I'm trying to determine what's strength and what's weakness.
Well, your strength is that you're a good teacher.
Yes, but the point is that what I teach and the way I teach are inseparable from my thoughts and feelings and attitudes as a man. I am me. Well, I'm sorry, we seem to have strayed off the original point.
I didn't think we had.
No, maybe not, but we won't get anywhere sitting here talking in riddles.
We've got time for another drink.
No, not really. I'd like to get stinking maudlin drunk tonight, but I can't.
Shirley won't be ready with the count yet.
No, but Kate said she's coming in. Said I'd meet her over there. I don't want to keep her hanging about.
Okay. Anyway, best of luck with it.
Aye, thanks. You don't think I'm a bastard, do you, Nick?
No. No, of course I don't. I'm just sorry, though. I think it's a shame.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Here is another result. Elections in the county borough of Cresley. I, Harry Tigerman, declare that the votes cast in the election in the West Ward to be as follows. Dalton, Robert Donald, 1,230. Linford, Arthur Frederick, 898. Will you let me finish, please? Let me finish. Thank you. I declare the aforesaid Robert Donald Dalton duly elected. Would
you like to tidy up, Miss Warner? Convenient. Come with me, I'll show you.
That's a Labour man in. The little witness I expect they will.
You get to know these handy little rooms when you've been in and out of the town hall as many years as I have. Yeah? Here we are, then. Thank you. Well, we'll see you back in the public hall when you're ready. Yes, I shan't be long.
You remember me, then?
Yes.
Well, I've often thought about meeting you again. But now I don't know what to say to you. I suppose if I were a man, I could get some satisfaction in knocking you down.
I can't blame you for hating me.
Oh, you can accept that, then?
I have to.
Well, why have you never thought yourself into my shoes? Stopped for 1 minute to think what you're doing to me?
I have. Many times.
It didn't alter your behaviour, though, did it? That night in the pub. You could laugh and joke and look me straight in the face, knowing what was going on. Knowing that it was still going to go on afterwards.
It wasn't like that. I can't expect you to believe me, but it wasn't as easy as that.
I'm not interested in how much your conscience is troubling you. Only that it made no difference to what you did.
Look, I have spoken to him once in the last 6 months. There's been nothing between us since you and he had it out.
Nothing? Is that what you think? Nothing except what he's carrying around in his mind. What's stopping him from coming back to us as he once was? What's going to drive him into a nervous breakdown or something worse if nothing's done about it?
God, how he'd hate it. Us talking about him like this.
Well, I hate it. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to know you exist. I wish you never had existed. And then he'd never have let you get your claws into him and ruin his life as well as mine.
Look, can't you for 1 moment think of him as a person in his own right and not as part of you?
I'm his wife.
Yes, yes, you are. And that means that there are certain demands that you can make, but he's still a person in his own right. He has choice. He could leave you. People do part. It happens all the time, and it doesn't mark the end of their
Oh, I
lives.
suppose you've said all this to him. Well, what a pity for you that it didn't work out.
No, I have never tried to take him away from you.
Oh, how can you
You won't
say
believe
that?
this, but I have never said one single word to try and persuade him to leave you for me. I don't think he would. If only you knew how safe you were. And if only you knew how much danger you put yourself into by insisting that what he feels for me has to be contemptible.
Well, what is it,
Look,
then?
why can't you just hate me? But give him credit for feeling the way he does, for being able to. He doesn't need your forgiveness. He needs your understanding.
Oh, I understand.
He's terrified of being a hypocrite. If we could both accept him for what he is and take what he has to give us, he'd give us everything he's got.
You're crying for the moon, you two. The only happiness you're going to get out of this is what you had before I found out. The damage is done now. We're all 3 scarred, and nothing's ever going to be the same as it was before. Well, I sometimes think I could accept that for myself, but not for the boys. He's rejected them too, and I've had to watch that as well. They need him, and they need security. And to give security, you've got to have it, and we're without it now. You must have known that some of this would happen before you started, so why did you let it happen? Why didn't you stop it before it was too late?
It was already too late by the time we realized it. But there was never any intention of taking him away from you. You must believe that for your own sake. He loved you. I never had any doubt about that. But I loved him. And I was prepared to make do.
Oh, you held all the cards. The excitement of secret meetings. No worries about money. No nappies in a bucket under the sink. Do you still love him?
What do you want me to say?
The truth.
Yes.
Enough to leave him in peace.
What he's got now. Look, I have told you. I've spoken to him once in the last 6 months. I've made no approach towards him apart from working in the election.
Why don't you go right away and get out of his life altogether?
I can't. I promise you that I won't approach him. But I can't.
Oh, you can't cry. I was beginning to wonder if you could.
Yes. Yes, I can cry. But I usually keep it for when I'm on my own. I'm sorry there's so much hurt in this for everybody. But I love him. I do love him. And I've got to be where he can find me if he needs me.
All I can say to you is that I hope one day you find a man that you can love and be happy with. And that one night you'll sit alone, knowing that he's with somebody else. And that when he comes in, he'll look at you without love. Scarcely with recognition. And when that time comes, I hope you'll think of me.
God. God.
He's here now, no? See.
Okay, there you are. We haven't kept you waiting, have we?
No.
Anything wrong?
No, I'm all right.
Hey, Philip, where have you been?
Why, I'm not too late, am I?
No, you're missing the fun. We've taken Western Valley.
Oh, that's marvellous.
In fact, remain, Baden have only got to hang on for their own seats and they've got a majority.
Yeah, but you'll be feeling the butterflies, I reckon, Tom.
Why?
There's been a couple of upsets. It could be your turn next.
Take better man than you've got to upset Tom Simpkins.
We've got a good man against him, Baden, an excellent man.
A learner. You daren't put your old hands up against Tom. You'll very likely lose them.
I wouldn't underestimate Hart if I were you.
Depends on the voters, not me.
Aye, and they've shown what they feel at Western Valley.
We shall see what we shall see.
Aye. Happen you'll be wishing you'd accepted that offer of mine before long, though, Tom.
What offer?
To cross over and get on the right side where he belongs.
What, Tom Simpkins amongst your lot? You want your head seeing too.
You don't see what's under your nose, do you?
And apart from anything else, there's never been a turncoat in politics in this town who'd ever made out. Nobody'd trust him. Some of your lot getting impatient.
Ah, why our lot?
Same lot that's been echoing the speakers. Not the floating vote, just the lunatic fringe.
We'll open the boxes if you're ready, then, Tom.
Yes, right you are, Harry. There's one. My sister's over there if you care to join her.
Thank you.
You wouldn't think folk could be so daft over a simple thing like putting a cross on a bit of paper.
Take all that trouble of giving out to vote and then they make a mess of it.
Oh, Nick, I haven't seen your mother and sister. Are they here?
They're sitting upstairs.
They know they're expected for supper afterwards, don't they?
I don't know. I expect so.
I expect you'll be waiting to see which way the cat jumps before you say whether you'll come or not. Nick's a young man with principles, you know.
Well, they can be painful things to stand by.
As long as they're worth it in the long run. You'll be coming, of course.
Oh, I hadn't thought...
Oh, you must come and have something decent to eat and drink. You've been existing all day on cups of tea and sandwiches.
Thank you, I'd like to.
I think something's happening. Will you see what it is next?
Have they finished?
Well, I don't know. We'll soon see.
There's a difference of 6.
It's too close. Too close. We demand a recount.
What on earth for? It can't make any difference with that little poll, don't Mr. Soft.
They're entitled to a recount if they demand it.
They're asking for a recount. There's 6 votes, isn't it?
In whose favour?
Tom's.
Good.
Will it make any difference?
There will be
I doubt
a
it. I
recount.
expect it's as good as settled.
Oh, 6 votes.
It's enough.
He ran him to a close decision, though, didn't he?
Yes. Yes, he's done very well.
By shots, you've run him close.
Ah, not close enough, though.
You don't know that yet, Philip.
Well, you've got Western Valley, so you've got your majority.
Aye, barring mishaps, we've got it at last. By God, you gave him a fright.
If you'd protested a bit, we might have got away with it. But trust them not to concede it.
Oh, come on, Baden. Would you?
You look on edge.
Oh, it's Baden. Grumbling because they've asked for a recount. And what with him being churlish and Whitehead gloating over his gains, I was wishing for 1 minute I'd lost and have a shot of it.
The time to do that is before. Voluntary retirement's one thing. The sack's another.
Bad luck, Philip. 6 lousy votes.
Ah, well, it wasn't your fault anyway, Nick. Ah, that was good.
Well, you see how it goes, Miss Warner? Those could be 6 of the votes you brought in at the last minute.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Right, I'll make the announcement if you're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Elections in the County Borough of Cresley. I, Harry Tiedemann, declare, after a recount, that the votes cast in the election in the North Ward were as follows. Hart, Philip Leslie, 1,432. Simpkins, Thomas James, 1,439. As returning officer, I declare the said Thomas James Simpkins duly elected.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, I'm grateful for the confidence you've shown in me by giving me your votes and returning me for one more term as Councillor for the North Ward. It's been a clean contest, and I must congratulate my opponent on putting up such a good fight. And coming so close to victory in his first election. Which brings me to a sour note. The poll in this ward was a little under 50%. That means that about half the people eligible to vote didn't bother to do so. Now, I know for a fact that some of those votes would have been cast in my favour. Now, whether it was plain apathy or dangerous confidence in a foregone conclusion, I don't know. But the right to vote isn't just a privilege, it's a duty. And if the people don't get the local government that they want, then it's their own fault. And I do hope that some of the gentlemen of the press who are here will report what I've just said. Right, well, that's enough about that. To all those who've helped me in my campaign, I'd like to take this opportunity of expressing my gratitude to you for all your hard work and energy. And to all those who did vote for me, I'd like to say once again thank you. And I will do my best, as I have done during the past 18 years, to serve you and to look after the interests of all. Thank you very much.
I'm glad he's told them. A bit of plain speaking does nobody any harm.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's considered unsporting for the loser on an occasion like this to say anything except a few polite noises and take his defeat like a man. Anything else suggests he doesn't like being beaten. Well, of course, I don't like being beaten. I wouldn't have stood as a candidate if I hadn't wanted to win. I'm grateful to all those who voted for me and made it possible for me to come so near to winning. I share my opponent's disappointment at the low poll. Where I disagree with him is in his assumption that the missing votes would have widened the gap between us and made his victory even more decisive. There are other lessons to be learned from this election, and I'd say the obvious one for him is that to be returned to his seat after all these years by a mere 25% of the electorate is no indication that he can rest on his laurels. The size of my vote indicates that there's a fair body of people in this ward who are ready for a change. Now, I met some of those people when I was canvassing. They had genuine grievances, some of them poor people who don't seem any better off, despite what my opponent says about looking after the interests of all. Yes, I thought it was. And I hope my opponent is human enough and man enough to know, unlike some of his supporters, that he isn't perfect. And there may be one or two things he's missed during his long time as a councillor. If he likes, I'll brief him on some of them.
He's got a bit of spirit, I'll say that much for him.
One thing canvassing does, it's to open one's eyes to the problems that exist in this ward. Thank you very much.
This was just a game. That I could play it to be near you. And then standing in that hall, knowing that you'd lost, knowing that it was probably my fault, I talked to Kate tonight. Or rather, she talked to me.
Oh, was it awful?
Yes, for both of us. She wants me to go away and leave you alone.
That figures. That will be fine for her. Or at least she thinks it would be.
Wouldn't it solve things for all of us?
Do you think it would? For you and me?
The trouble is that what I feel for you isn't just a selfish need. My main concern is you. And what you want.
I know. I know. What did you say to her?
I said that I'd stay where you could find me if you needed me.
When I've no future to give you.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't say that. I've told you about that before.
But it's still true.
I'm tied up with you, whether I go or stay, whether I see you or whether I don't. I've just had 6 months without hope. With every incentive to forget you. And it didn't work.
Nor with me. I shall always need you.
I'm very pleased there with
Yes.
Hello.
You're neglecting our Alice.
Sorry. Congratulations.
There we are, Alice. Thank you very
I'm
much.
so
I'll see you in a minute.
pleased. So pleased.
You're empty, love.
You've had me tiddly.
Well,
I've got to get home sometime tonight.
you're going nowhere tonight. You are home.
Mrs. Moffat, are you going to come and have some supper?
Oh, yes, sir. But not drink any more of this till I've had something to eat.
You must be starving.
Yes,
Do you
I
realise
am.
how long it is since we've had anything to eat?
You know how many crowned heads there were at King Edward VII's funeral? Well, I saw that. My father had taken me on my first visit to London. Of course, I was only a toddler at the time. I've never forgotten it. Oh, we never saw its like again. Of course, the First World War started soon afterwards, and everything fell apart. Nothing was ever the same again. A golden age. A golden age.
There you are, Shirley. That should set you up all right. Now, if there's anything else you want, just come in and help yourself. Where's your brother? Have you seen him?
Oh, yeah, he was talking to some grey-haired man in the other room.
That'll be Baden. I'll go in and rescue him in a minute.
There were men working for my father who had 6, 7, 8 bairns. But they brought them up right. They hadn't a lot of money, but they could buy all they needed with what they got. Now it's just grab, grab, grab. Something for now if you can get it. Money, more money. For bingo, booze, motor cars, holidays abroad.
What about all this?
Well, what about it?
Well, this costs money.
Aye, but how many people can have it?
Well, exactly.
The secret of happiness in life is to be content with your lot. And what's the point of spending your time finding for something you can't have, eh?
It's not the point.
And what is the point?
Well, surely you've got to educate the people to think for themselves.
What's the point of educating people?
Miss Warren,
Thank you.
you look a bit left out. You all right?
Yes, fine.
Tom, excuse me, could you spare a minute?
Yes, of course I can. I don't think you know Mrs. Cartwright, do you? Alice, this is my secretary, Miss Warren.
How do you do?
Excuse me a
So
minute.
nice to meet you.
What is it, Bess?
Could you rescue Nick? Baden's got him. He's born in pants off him.
Yes, all right.
Oh, in those days they didn't have time to fill their minds with all that kind of stuff.
Which was all very well for the men who employed them.
Aye, but where would they have been without that employment?
Well, isn't that like asking which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, well, they were interdependent. Well, of course they were.
Well, aye, and some were more interdependent than others.
Yeah, well, look, if you were to share it all out amongst
How's your glass, baby?
Oh, thank you, Tom, lad. Thank you. Oh, steady now,
Nick,
steady.
Your mother and Shirley are eating. Give you an earful, did he?
Never heard so much reactionary claptrap packed into 5 minutes. I didn't know men like him existed anymore.
You'll be glad you came then, huh?
I don't follow you.
Well, to confirm your beliefs in capitalist ogres. Sorry about your friend, Nick. But I'm very glad you came tonight.
Well, Philip didn't feel much like celebrating.
Well, no. Certainly ran me closer than I've ever been run before. There's always another time, don't forget.
Aye, there is.
Hello, Nick. Have you eaten yet?
I'm just going to. Is it
Where's
through?
that stuff?
You found it.
There's nothing like a lot of willing hands in an election. Everybody pulling together for the common good, eh? An ounce of work is worth a ton of words. That's what I always say. Now look, I proved it time and again. Now in 1937, not was it 1938, when John Henry Warburton was county councillor, and Oh, of course, you know. You're far too young to remember John Henry, but your dad would.
Is everything all right with Shirley now?
I think so.
She's a quiet girl, isn't she?
You wouldn't know it sometimes.
Oh, it takes some adapting to. Having your whole life turned upside down in a matter of months.
For you as well.
Life should be a growing and developing process, Mrs. Moffat. Not something framed and stuffed in a museum.
Tom said something like that to me once.
You know, the one thing that doesn't change about Tom is his loyalty. To his friends as well as those closer to him. But you probably know that.
Are you saying that could be his reason for sticking to me?
I was trying to reassure you. You must see what a happy man he is tonight.
Well, he's just won his election, hasn't he?
There's more to it than that. You wait and see.
Now then, who are you two pulling to pieces?
Oh, really, Tom? Do you think we've got nothing better to do? Even if we were like that, which we're not.
No, we're not.
You'd be a fearsome pair if you ever were.
Well, you better watch it, or we could be.
Bess, your turn.
You know, there's one thing important to remember about elections, and that is, one thing above all, every vote counts.
Baden,
Yes,
have
love.
you had your supper?
Yes, love, I had a bite as soon as I arrived. That reminds me of the... Oh, my, excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, your attention, please. Now, has everybody got something in their glasses, eh? Yes. Then join with me in drinking the health of our host, Tom Simpkins, for today's proved once again to be the people's choice.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he's the jolly good fellow.
Thank you, Baden. Thank you, Baden. But no more speeches, not tonight, except one. Yeah. But I'm going to make that. Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you all for all the hard work you put in to make today's victory possible. It's a day I shall never forget, because for me it calls for a double celebration. Some of you have met Norma Moffat before. Some of you have met her for the first time tonight. Well, from now on you'll be seeing quite a lot of her around here, because she will, in the near future, do me the great honour of becoming Mrs. Tom Simpkins.
Nice work. Congratulations. Really great.
Miss Foreman, you're not going, are you?
I didn't mean to be rude, but I just thought I'd slip away.
Well, how are you going to get home?
It's a nice night, I can walk.
Well, that way in the dark at this time of night. Now, you just wait there a minute and I'll take you.
Oh, but...
No buts, you just do as you're told. This is a very special night for me, as you've just seen.
Yes. Yes, I hope you'll be very happy.
Yes. I know you're very unhappy. That's probably all you can think about now. But I must tell you, it will pass. If you steel yourself and hang on, you will come to a time when you can remember with pleasure instead of pain. One day you will find something else to fill your life, you know. I know this.